Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, and we're here today to do the energy reading for the week ahead. I hope that we had the full moon eclipse in Sagittarius last week, so I hope that everything is boding well since then. And we're also right in the middle of Mercury retrograde, so just a reminder to just take care when doing things with communication, with signing contracts, those type of things. Just it's always good to have a second look and just make sure all the details are correct, because Mercury rules these type of things like transport, communication technology, contracts and those type of things. So it's always good to have just be a bit more vigilant than normal. Okay, so let's see what this week has ahead or holds for us this week. Okay, let's see. Just going to shuffle some cards, see which ones want to come out. Whoops, okay, I've got two come out. I'll just see if another one will come out for us. What's the energy? Okay, there we go. Ah, the moon, interesting. Right, so I'll just bring the others in. So then we've got the Six of Swords, we've got the Page of Cups, and then we've got the Moon. So just going to have a look at the bottom of the deck before I move on to the other cards. So we've got the Ace, oops, you can't see that, the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords, and being at the bottom of the deck, the theme for the week is about truth, new ideas, new beginnings in our ways of thinking and being. And I really feel like there's something about really, yes, speaking this truth. Yeah, it just seems very, for some reason, aligned with being able to be clear about what you want to say, what you're thinking, and being able to express that, which is very interesting with Mercury retrograde being, Mercury being in retrograde, that this comes up. So I guess there's that emphasis of just being a bit more careful with how you word things, paying attention to what you say, because when we say things with perhaps not the best of intentions, then this often gets received in a way that isn't of the best nature either. So just pay attention to what you're saying, and perhaps because it's the Ace of Swords, it's also about a new beginning in this way as well. So what needs to change in the way that you express yourself? What just have a think about that. What is around you at the moment, around your communication, your expression of who you are, your ideas. There's probably something around really being in truth with that, being in your heart space when you speak your truth. So I'll just put that to the side, and then we'll go through the other cards. Okay, so we've got the Six of Swords. This has come up quite a lot recently, and so if you see my other readings, the Six of Swords the swords represent our thoughts, our ideas, just like I just mentioned now with regards to the Ace of Swords. And it's about moving into calmer waters. So we've got the waters there which are quite choppy, and then we've got the calmer waters there, and they look like this. It looks like a mother and her child, and perhaps that is the father. The family is moving from something that was quite heavy, and they feel a bit tired or, you know, a bit worn out from the experience, but moving on to something new. So perhaps that is something that you're feeling yourself. You know, you've had perhaps quite a challenging period over the last few weeks, which is quite understandable because the energy has been quite up and down. Like I can feel, for me, I've had people ask, well, how do you know how the energy shifts, or you know, how does that feel like for you? And for me, it's, you know, when I wake up and feel not my normal self, and just things that would normally not even, you know, worry me or concern me, there's suddenly that feeling of anxiety or there's fear and things like that. And so, you know, for me, when that happens and I can't associate with anything that's happening in my life, then, you know, there's something else that is happening, I think, in the outer realm, whether that's planetary wise or, you know, there's sun flares, there's various things like that that happen that impact us here on the planet. So yeah, I'm not quite sure why that came up, sorry. But yeah, it felt like it needed just to be expressed. So just, yeah, like things are moving onto, well, we're moving, or you're moving into calmer waters. And, you know, yes, I think, like I was just saying then, the energy has been quite intense. So just be easy on yourself if that is what's happening for you. And now we've got the Page of Cups, and the cups represent our emotions. You can still see the waves there, which are a bit choppy, and it's almost similar to the waves in the Six of Swords. And so it feels like that is behind this Page of Cups. So those choppy waters, that challenging period is behind, and this is almost stepping into a new space of, you know, this a new emotional cycle or way of being. And it kind of ties in with, you know, this Ace of Swords, this new beginning, and, you know, whether that's stepping out with a new idea, whether this is speaking your truth in a new way, whether, yes, it's just about a new beginning being sort of almost embedded in your life, and bringing it into you know, your reality, and making it a part of your emotional world. And then we've got the moon, which is, the moon can represent many things, but generally things that are hidden. So, you know, it may be, you know, what things are hidden emotionally in your life at the moment. It's interesting because we've just had a full moon eclipse, so, you know, maybe something came out of last week where, you know, something that hadn't been seen, and, you know, now it's coming to the forefront, which can only be a good thing, because once we can see something, once it's in our consciousness, that's when we can change it. It's when it's in our unconsciousness, yeah, I think that's right. When it's unconscious, that's when things are generally, you know, not dangerous, but, you know, it's obviously harder to do anything about because we're just not aware of it. So I'm just going to take a few moments to put it all together. So for me, you know, I keep coming back to this Ace of Swords, this new beginning, and just really being in your truth, speaking your truth, and, you know, aligning with who you really are. But also, you know, coming, because I'm seeing the Page of Cups and the emotions coming from a heart space, coming from an emotionally aware place, and that lines up with the moon as well. So not, you know, see what's happening around you, because our world around us is a reflection of what's happening inside of us. So if you start noticing things, for example, such as there's a lot of anger outside of you, or a lot of fear and anxiety, or anything like that, ask yourself, is that something that you have yourself? Because our attention normally gets brought to those type of things for a reason. So just be aware of that. But in the main, it's like on an overall level, just know that things are moving forward as they're meant to, that things have been challenging, things will get better. And when we're starting a new cycle, starting something new, a new way of being and doing things, it can be challenging and it can be hard and scary, because we're not used to it. We don't know how things are going to be. But when you come from a loving space, when you come from your heart, when you do things out of or with good intentions, then it can only be good for yourself and everyone else. So try not to worry too much or get into those thoughts and anxieties, because they'll only cause you more stress. Spend time really just being out in nature, grounding yourself by either, the most simple way of grounding is just by breathing, really, like consciously breathing, because when we breathe, it brings us back into the present moment, and we're not, with this different thought or that different thought. And it can be hard to do because, naturally we get into that headspace because of the way our lives are at the moment. But the more that you can really come back to the present moment, get into your body, whether that's doing some simple stretches, or if you like yoga, or other types of physical activities, then do those things that help you to come back and feel your body and back into your heart space. And then whatever you do from that space will be great and perfect. So I hope that helps you this week. And if you like what you see, please subscribe and like and share the video, and also please comment or get in touch with me. I think my email's in the description box. It'd be lovely to hear from you, or to see if there's any other things that you'd like to see more of. Alright, thanks very much. I'll see you at the next reading. Bye.